Welcome, Bartek, to Metallarium Pages. It's a great pleasure to talk with you about about Patriarch, this new album Porojok Ilja, and more things related to the metal world. So we are starting by asking, how are you doing today? How's the band during the last couple, last couple years? Because initially the band called Batushka, then changed the Patriarch, and more things changed. And now you are releasing your second album under this name, Patriarch.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Bart, now from Patriarch. We are just under the process of changing the name, but we are finishing the last tour with Batushka banner on the Batushka banner. Just back from last tour in Sunday, yes, Sunday, and jump to rehearsal to prepare the event that we'll be playing 3rd January to the release day of our new album. That will be in inauguration of the first show of Patriarch. It's also special event for us because we will be playing with the symphonic orchestra and male choir. In addition to my choir for Orthodox music is very important, so it will be a huge event. And what can I say? We are starting the new chapter with the new name, Patriarch, cutting all these legal issues, all these bad things that happen around the Batushka name. And we are looking forward and looking in the future with the smile because everything with the new album is going very good. The reception of the press is very, very good. And we're waiting for a reception for our listeners. And of course, the waiting for a release day, 3rd January.
Okay, okay. And when do you start writing songs for this new album? And all the songs are new, or did you rescue any composition that led were off for the previous albums?
No. It's everything is fresh, but the whole concept it was born. I think it's around the 90s when I watched first time the theater play of the Prophet Ilya, Prorok Ilya in Polish TV. And the first time I think um, meet with this story about Eliash Klimovich. The story happened in my region, Podlasie, where when I was born and when I'm living now. So it's a very blasphemic and very heretical story itself because we are talking about the biggest sect in Europe in these times, uh, Orthodox sect. And it's I'm starting preparing all materials for this concept about the 7 or 8 years ago. I was searching the information about the sect, about the Prophet Ilya Eliash Klimovich. And then I wrote some kind of scenario, some kind of script, like we do for a theater play. Then why you see, Vershalin 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like acts of the history of Prophet Ilya. Also, I wrote all these things that we want to put in music, all feelings, all emotions. And about 2 years ago, we started composing music to this script. Uh, it's take for us 2 years, and after we entering the studio, and in studio we spent 5 months, 5 months in 5 studios, and different places in Poland. Uh, then we are mixing all in Hertz Studio with Wojtek Wiesławski. Together with I and Wojtek, we mixing the material. And so at the end, we had 1,170 layers for the mixing. So it's
Mm.
a huge production, and the mixing was very tough, and time of production was very tough. So it's a big logistical project and big production. So at the end, I was very tired, like in paranoia after this 5 months. But now I'm very happy with the result. I'm very happy with the sound, with the release, because everything is fitting with my vision, the graphical side, the musical side, and the sound. Everything's very satisfied for me, and it's now good time for a band.
Okay, okay, I understand. So, and this topic about talking about the name of the album, how do you choose the name of the album? It is random, or do you try to convey something that encompasses that concept or entire album? And also, how do you typically decide the order of the songs in an album? I feel like that's an important aspect too of the listening experience because I check in here that your album has 8 songs, but the 8 songs is calling just one, two, three, and from 8 1,
Like
no more special names.
like I say before, this is like acts of the story, the Prophetelia. About the title of the album is title of the Eliash Klimovich that we are talking in our story. It was compared with the biblical prophet Elijah, and it's a natural that I choose the name of Prophet Ilya for our album because it's a story about the Prophet Ilya. And Vershalim 1, 2, 3, 4. It's acts like in a theater play, and it's acts of his history. It also name of the mm, it's a name of the New Jerusalem that the Prophet Ilya building here in Grzybowska village when the sect of Grzybowska was born, and his believers and his worshippers building the New Jerusalem.
Hmm. Oh, okay. Interesting. So, and one. Let's talk about now about the prom, and let's talk about the plans that you have for this new, for this new Elijah Prophet of the album, the name of the album in English. So, what plans do you have for this new album? What kind of plans? I saw that you were continue releasing videos for this new album. Perhaps you release more videos. What kind of plans do you have? Perhaps you will embark tours here in Latin America, more tours in Europe. Who knows? Or perhaps you're already working in
You
a
know,
specific album.
when we're talking about the global concept of the Prophet Ilya, of course we have a special show because we will be playing the whole album on our shows. That was our idea to presenting album on the stages like one whole. Also we have special props, scenography, of course, fitting with the story of the Prophet Ilya. Uh, we're starting, like I said, 3rd January. That will be a special event. We will be play a whole album with symphonic orchestra and Mayor choir. Then we are uh, will be touring through Poland, starting in Poland in March. Then we'll after March, the 3rd April. That will be our first part of the tour in Europe, whole April. Then we're jumping in the summer festivals, and autumn 2025 it will be the second part of the European tour. All tours for North America, South America, or Asia we planned for 2026. So it's I hope that will be 2 years busy for us. Our live shows is our weapon. We are living for live performing, so I hope that promotion will be continuous through our shows. Of course, the video, the interviews, the reviews, everything is important. But for us, the most important thing for a promotion that will be our live shows.
Okay, okay. Now we just spoke about this new album, the history, the creation, about also the change name. But one thing that for me is very captured my attention. See, you since the start when you called Batushka and you start these careers in the 2015, this travel. So now you are still using a Russian word. That's for me is interesting because the band came from the Poland countries, not from Russian. And obviously when you try to relate the concept of the music, when you try to relate the concept of you, you select the a Russian word. You are from Poland and you play black metal with this concept. So, and also you try to include it, as you mentioned, the Elijah Prophet. That is something related with the Catholicism in any ways. So, in this situation, why do you select first the name in word in Russian and not put a name just in English or in Polish?
Uh, it's about the explanation. I live in a part of Poland. When we are about the 15 kilometers from the border of Belarus,
Mhm.
this border through the world wars was, changing. Once this will be a Belarusian Belarusian part, once this will Poland parts. We are living in where is 15% of population is Orthodox people. It's not a Russian word, but a Orthodox word.
Mm.
We are using also our native language, using only in my region. It's a mix of Polish, Belarusian, Russian, and Ukrainian language. That's natives like live here in a peace. We live in together with also in Islamic people, also in Judaism, and it's a multi-dimensional place, special place in Poland. So it's for me when I growing in. I was born in a little village here in Podlasia region. I growing in this languages and this language like we say Chachwatski. It's a native regional language. So it's for me natural that I use this name. It's not a Russian name. Also, patriarch name. It's a highest priest in Orthodox Church, like a pope in the Catholics. So it's why we use uh, the Batushka is it's like died and the patriarch born. So that's the explanation of this thing. So uh, I hope that helps.
No, that I completely understand. You select an special language that is that works in your side of your country. I understand completely for this one. And also other thing that related for me, why you try to avoid or to talk about something of sort of for the Catholicism religion because Elijah prophet is something related with this concept. And what do you think? I saw some reviews and I saw some people that when you say then they say black metal and they speak about the Catholicism religion or Elijah prophet. It is more like they Christian black metal. some people thinks like when you just read a word and thinks everything about this. So what do you decide to focus on this religion? I know that it's not always Catholicism because there's very related for other of different things. But how do you take these words or opinions about the people related also this Elijah with the concept of the Catholicism?
It's also, I must explain this because uh, Elias Kimovich, Prophet Ilya, was compared with the biblical prophet Elijah.
Mhm.
It's also compared to the highest God. His believers taking him as highest God, also Jesus Christ, also biblical prophet Elijah, also John from Kronstadt. So it's why we're using. Also, it's I don't know if you know, Prophet Elijah is a worshipping in an Orthodox faith as a prophet. He's worshipping in Catholicism. He's worshipping in Islam, and also is he was worshipping in Judaism in a four fight. So if you want to search information about the Prophet Elijah, just look at this information. So it's a one prophet that is worshipping in a four fight. So it's a very interesting person, I think. But it's everything fit with the story of Elias Klimovich, and everything is stick with the story of Elias Klimovich and Prophet Ilya. And why we using this, because Elias Klimovich, Prophet Ilya, was compared with the Prophet Elijah, biblical Prophet Elijah.
Oh, okay, okay, I understand. Another topic that me capture the attention always, especially from bands from Poland, that always try to relate with anti-religion, or like Behemoth speaks about occultism, Satanism, and telematics, and more things. And also you try to relate other concepts of the religion. It's not necessary, as I said, it's not necessarily Catholicism, but always the bands from Poland try to reflect their expression anti-religion, anti-something, anti because and that's like a common thing because hate, lost soul, infernal war, and etc. More bands they play. They're trying to have that kind of posture about this about anti-religion or anti-Christianity or anti-Catholic concept. So what's your opinion about this concept that they always the bands from Polish has this posture about the Christian religion, old, mostly old.
I think the most metal band it's
Yeah.
about the anti-religion. So it's
Mhm. Mhm.
why is we talking about this metal is anti-religion.
Mhm.
So about us, I can say in my only way that we are like a messengers. We are not on the left of or right side. We are showing the profane side of Orthodox and the sacrum side of Orthodox. You must choose. You must searching. We invite our listeners to our word, and we're showing something. And if you want to join to us, you must search. We are not giving also our lyrics because we are want to invite our listeners and want. This people must searching something, so it's to be more close with our listeners. I think it's the same like with Prophet Ilya album. It's a concept and it's our intention to divide that people must divide some time for this release. Because we are serving something big like a large bar that must be eaten in one's time. You must listen this album from the first to the last song. Then you can find magic of this album. So it's that our music wise, our core of this concept.
Mhm. Okay, okay. Now, I that's normally when you present a concept album like this, Prophet Elijah. That's normally when they try to present, as you mentioned me a few minutes ago, that you will present this album in full in some concerts that they will approach to you, or next year also. So in this concept, for you, which are your best way to interpret this album in a full? How in which option do you have to present the choreography? I mean, the lights, the scenery. So how many things are related with your presentations live when you try to relate this old concept live in the Prophet Elijah live?
You know, it's mm, like Batushka, there's a patriarch. It's also conceptual band. Everything must fit with the story that we are want to talk, that want to present. So everything must fit. You are, when you are going to the patriarch show, you are will be attacked by the lights. You will be attacked by the sound. Everything must fit with this story that we want to present. Also, sensual things that are intense. When you are closing eyes, you will be know that there is a playing here or we play here patriarch. That's absolutely the important things that when you are presenting the concept, it's like a theater play. I think some kind of mystery, and it always will be with us with patriarch. This concept will be presenting on the stages around the world. Also, um, the idea of this band is that the band must look everywhere the same. Where we are going to, El Salvador, the patriarch always will be looking the same. Will be the same presentation. Where we are going to New York, the patriarch will be presenting the same and looking the same. We are not a band that doing headbanging and playing in the sneakers. So it's a special presentation, special band, and that always will be some kind of concept and mystery, like we say, liturgy.
Hmm. Okay, okay. Other detail now, talking about especially of the sound of the disc of the album. Well, I hear completely this last album, and we're talking about now more the sound, not the concept, because you explained me about the concept, about the lyrics, about obviously the cover art is related with the concept of the lyrics. So for this, but now I'm trying to relate the sound of the album related with a lot of productions that we have now. I'm came. I will say that I'm from the 80s. When I hear for the first time a band from black metal, death metal, something is there's at that time is a product of their time. Here more organic, here more this. Oh, they're trying to do as best in the studio. That's completely normal. But now with your sound, because this album sounds perfectly, there's no any kind of mistakes, etc. That's completely normal because we have now technology for this for to record music. But now, what's your opinion about now this concept that the music nowadays, or a lot of productions releasing, I don't know, 50, 60 albums, you can hear more 2 or 3 albums, and none of these albums are bad. All these albums sounds great, amazing, very good musicians, very well, and you don't find any kind of error on these ones. But if you compare from the when you select bands from the 90s, you can select 10 bands or 10 albums, and you select that 4 are crap and 8 and 6 was wonderful. And now you select 10 albums, and then these 10 albums sounds great. The standardization of the sound now is for all bands for every the world. So do you think that the metal lose that kind of essence that sounds organic or more credible in some ways?
Uh, if I must say about our albums, I'm a producer of this album, so it's
Mhm.
my vision was I always when we are talking about the sounding, I'm also from the 1890s.
Mhm.
I'm living in an underground since uh, end of the 80s. So I know everything's with the sound of the 90s album. For me, of course, it's the best what is recording in the metal was in the 90s.
Mm.
If we're talking, about the Morbid Angel albums, about the Tiamat, about the My Dying Bride, about the Cannibal Corpse, Obituary,
Mhm.
iconic albums was recorded in the 90s. So when I thinking about the sound, it's also I want to bring the sound of my region. So why we are choose this way? It's for me. I know that the drums will be recording in this studio
Mhm.
because the sound will be organic. We will be recording the folk instruments in this studio because this studio is specializing only in folk music. It's all about the organic. I I must say that I very cared about the production of this album, and to it's like we say nowadays we have a lot of overproducing album, too much polishing, it's sometimes very synthetic. It's why I cared about the sound on this recording, especially in the studio dedicating for vocals. That was my vision. It's why it's a was a big production and big logistical event for me for us. Recording in the five studio, a different studio is is tough, very tough. But I think it's at the end. I'm the most happy with the soul, with the heart that I put in this sound. And for me, I must say that's sounding very, very organic and very authentical because it's also important thing that everything was recording at live and why it's sounding good and sound organic. I think it's um, the album is not overproduced and believe me that is some mistakes put especially in this album, but I know where this on this
You have it,
track.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, you're right.
uh, um, but I'm very happy and with the sound of this album. And yes, you have a right that the soul and the heart of the metal is in 90s recordings, I think.
Mm. Okay, okay, I understand completely about this. And one thing I captured, one, we are very close to this interview, Bart. And for one of these last questions for this one, is you have your own label, which in now is very known into the underground movement. But now this new album from Patriarch is released by one of the biggest labels in the metal world, Napalm Records. So for you, as you can see nowadays, there's a lot of new bands releasing their own material by themselves. That because there's no enough labels. Yeah, it's crazy. But you have more than 5,000. I don't know. 100 all albums have out releasing per weekend, so it's impossible to follow. But you can see just the well-known labels or the big labels has their connections, etc. You also have you are and a small label you're running and a small label. So how do you see now this concept that now the bands are selecting to release independently their releases and not under a big labels or small labels like you reaching hour? How important for you is to have a label now?
It's 2 years ago I must choose label or band.
Mhm.
I choose the band. It's for me. It's it's a witching hour now in hold on. I don't say that it's last word, because maybe I'm returned to release the metal music, but I decided that there will be around the band. And it's also when we are talking about the independent releasing, so it's nowadays it's the bands have opportunity to release themselves. So it's if you choose release themselves, okay, it's but if you have 1,000, like I'm running the run witching hour, I received weekly about the 200 demos or something to listening. It's it's a crazy time, because I think it's every fan of metal have own band.
Mm.
So
Oh yeah, that is correct.
and when we are talking about my band, why we are listening with Napalm, is because it's a label can give you a support, big support, like a Napalm have a lot of connection, have a lot of ways to promoting the music. And if you want to, not uh, it's, like to say, it's I know that's a majority label. If you want to go forward with the band, uh, it's some kind of the professional, because it's my job. I must say that's the band is my job. So if you want to do this on the professional way, you must have also support. The support is giving you a big label, contracts with the good booking agency to play the shows. Uh, when you are recording the album, you're not, you're not returning any investments from the recording and giving album for release for a big label. You spend all your advance that you received from the label for the production of the album, if you want to do in the proper way. So it's the same for me. I giving for rights for this album for 25 years for a label, and I'm not, it. I don't win. I don't think that
Mm.
I will be any pence from the any dollar from this album. So my only uh, you know money to live, it's money from and fees from the shows, the concerts.
Mm.
That's why the bands trying to play a lot, because it's only way to living.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, Bart or Bartek, we arrive or we come to the sad moment of this interview. I hope you enjoy this one like me. I'm really interested of the concept of this album because it's very interesting. As I said, I'm coming from the 80s, so I want to learn about more about the names, about etc. the cover, what it means, etc. That's why that's the old way I'm listening metal since the beginning. So, congratulations on this new record. It's a great one. Thanks for this
Thank you.
interview, Bartek. And perhaps do you want to add something to your Latin American fans that expect a return from now Patriarch to play lips gigs here, and also Metallic followers.
Thank you for all. I hope that people enjoying to with us with the new story, with our new album, Prophet Ilya. We hope that we are meeting on the road, because, like I say, we'll be trying play a lot as we can. We are, of course, back to 2026, I think, for South America, because we love the South America fans. And so what can I say? Much more. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support, and thank you for Metallarium for supporting Patriarch.